All right, the NBA season is finally back. The guys got home from Minnesota yesterday. I wasn't able to make it out there for the season opener, but let's pop in and take a look at how practice is going. Coach, what's going on? John is practicing with you guys? Yeah, he decided he would still participate in practice. Most likely to keep him in some sort of physical shape, I'm sure. I'm allowing it because I'd like our guys to go up against at least some competition in practice. That makes sense, I guess. How they looking so far? I know last night was a tough loss. Pretty good, actually. With John not actually playing a game for us, I've decided to start KPJ at the point guard spot. He's shown some potential with his passing last year, and I figured why not give him a shot to see how he does leading in offense. Jalen will start with him in the backcourt, and Tate, Tice, and Christian are going to make up the front court for now. Going with two bigs, huh? Interesting choice, Coach. Well, I don't think starting a 19-year-old rookie is really the way to go. So, for now, we've got what we've got. Tice has shown the ability to stretch the floor. Pretty great mid-range shooter, I might add. In practice, he's just been absolutely killing it from there. And we're working on his three-point shot every day because, we have to have him be a floor spacer. So, we're going for two bigs for now, but maybe Garuba comes along and we can start him for, more defensive versatility. Fair enough. Well, I've got to get going. I'll see you at the game tonight, Coach. Let's hope we can eke out a win in this one. So the game was actually going to be against the Timberwolves, disclaimer, but every bit of footage of anything got deleted somehow, so we're just going with the fourth quarter against the Thunder. Sorry about that, but back to it. But this game really showed me that we have a long way to go to be a decent team. I mean, we struggled offensively badly. There's almost no self-creation on this team. KPJ has a pretty tight handle and can definitely break down defenders at times. But Jalen Green has really struggled to create his own shot these first two games. His handle isn't really developed all that much. He's not quick with any moves or anything like that. He's obviously a rookie 2 games into his career, so I'm not reading too much into it. But for right now, it is really hard to create our own offense because outside of that, we don't have any guards that really can. Josh Christopher is kind of acting as our backup point guard off the bench. And Eric Gordon is the other guard who he can drive to the hoop a little bit. He can shoot some threes, but he's not somebody that you're going to get buckets consistently. So it's pretty hard for us to create offense right now. We've obviously got the pick and roll and post ups. We've got some versatile bigs, so things are a little easier whenever we do get those opportunities in the post from mismatches that we create from the pick and roll and stuff like that. But even then, honestly, with 2K22's new defense, things are much harder, which is a good thing, really. Last year, you could literally just run at the baseline, and it was an easy bucket. I do appreciate the challenge, but I definitely need to get better at dribbling because, man, these guys are stone walls for me right now. But it's not all user error. We actually do not have that many good players on this team. Christian Wood is our most stable and reliable offensive option. He's been really good in the post from what I've seen from him early this season. He hasn't gotten many opportunities to shoot the ball yet because he's been so busy in the post. But from the little that I've seen in practice, he looks pretty good. Kevin is our most reliable ball handler and distributor. He fits passes in windows that guys on the other team just simply can't. And his handle is definitely the most developed and the most reliable. Having him at point guard is definitely the best for us right now, I think. Maybe even going forward. When we start to look into the draft later, we're going to see not a whole lot of franchise-changing point guards, I don't think. We can look at the trade market eventually too, because if Jalen can ever become a decent enough wing defender, I would love to have a traditional point guard plus KPJ and Jalen in a lineup. Our small forward position is something that we really need to improve on though. That's a big reason that I'm hoping Jalen can beef up, gain some pounds and start to be a more reliable defender, because our current guys add almost nothing on offense. KJ is an okay shooter and Jay Sean is just a bad one. They don't really have any self-creation abilities. The only thing they add is on defense. And while that's great, they aren't such great defenders that we just have to have them. There are decent 3-and-D wings all over the place nowadays. And as I mentioned earlier, our big situation is pretty good for now. I've got a few guys I'm monitoring, and there are some really good bigs in this year's draft that we'll almost definitely have a shot at. We're going to be pretty bad if the early season games have been any indicator. But oh, look at that. I've been rambling for so long that the game is over. We were up by like 10 at some point. I'm not sure how we got here. Actually, yes, I do. The offense is kind of bad right now. The defense isn't good either. We don't have a single elite defender on this roster, and everyone else is kind of just meh. I mean, Jay Sean is a pretty good defender, just undersized. And while Garuba has a lot of potential there, he's still pretty raw. And as far as Şengün goes, I've actually been very surprised with the things that I've seen from him in practice. I mean, he is just a way more quick-footed than I thought he was originally, and he's got some pretty decent instincts around the rim. I guess that comes from him being in the post so often. But we have, and Josh Christopher, let me not forget him, because he has a potential to be maybe a Patrick Beverly type. That's probably the ceiling for him, I think. But for a late first-round pick, I mean, that's not too bad. I'll take that from Josh Christopher. If we can get somebody who we can just bring into the game, be passable on offense, and just be an elite defender, that'll be great. And maybe he develops some more playmaking skills. Maybe he can even, become a downhill threat. We just have a lot of raw guys, but we're bad. Don't even get that twisted. We have a lot of guys with a lot of potential, but this team is not going to win very many games. Man, we are in for a long season.